Hi everyone! Today I have a happy belated birthday card. This is the first project I made when I got my Turtle Friends stamp set and coordinating punch, and I just loved all the different layers, and I'm really loving the Night of Navy with Daffodil Delight. So to get started, I have a crumb cake card base, a layer of basic white for the inside, a layer of Daffodil Delight, a layer of Night of Navy. This is a Hippo and Friends die, a scrap of Granny Apple Green, a scrap of Daffodil Delight for the inside, and then a strip for our sentiments. So we'll start with these layers, and these are the ones that we're going to do the stamping on first. So I'm going to do my Daffodil Delight with some streamers. I'll do that first before my background paper gets too messy with all my blending. Let's do this strip too. This is a little 3/4 of an inch strip just for the inside of our card. Make sure we get lots of streamers on there. So it kind of looks like designer series paper. Okay, so we've done this one. We'll set that aside. Then I'll put my Daffodil Delight ink away and get my memento for this scrap of Granny Apple Green. I will do the turtle. Then we'll add his shell. You can do, I've found his shell in Granny Apple Green on Granny Apple Green cardstock, or it looks good with Old Olive on Granny Apple Green cardstock. I showed this in one of my other Turtle Friends videos, that this has really, you can see it even on there, it has really shallow grooves in between the spots, and I don't want to have any extra ink, so I'll make sure it's nice and clean. And I'm literally only going to set it on there, rock it once, and make sure I have ink on there. Maybe my ink pad is too juicy, and that's why I ended up using Old Olive. Test it. Maybe we'll use Old Olive instead. Scratch that. Old Olive ink pad, clean shell stamp. That looks even worse. You can see how it fills in all of those lines. I'm just going to be really careful when I stamp. So I'm just going to put it down and I'm going to rock it back and forth. So that looks pretty good. But you can see if I inked it like this, and then I stamp it down and I push like I normally do, it's just a big blob. So that's my only caution. And don't think that your stamp set's broken or you need a new one. It's just that we have to be a little bit lighter handed. So now I'll get my trusty sticky note, stick that on there, because the scraps that I always have are smaller, so the sticky note gives you a nice handle to be able to hold on to, and then you can chuck that away. Now we'll do some of the messy part, which is why my hands are always a disaster. We'll start with this one because it's lighter, a little bit less messy. I have a blending brush here. That one kind of looks purple. That should have navy. So there's my navy one. And then I have a green one. So I'll start with my label sideways. So I'm going to do this half in Night of Navy, but very light. And then this half in Old Olive. Or Granny Apple Green. But we all know about my Granny Apple Green ink pad. Okay, this one's navy. I had labels on them and I don't think my labels were sticky enough. So we'll brush off because that's a big glob we don't want. And I just want to go light and how it fills in those little holes on the side. And that's it. Then with Old Olive. And you want to do it on a spot where you don't have too much extra ink or it will pick up and make it look like mud. And fill in the bottom. Just like that. Then we'll add some grass. Beautiful. Now we'll come to this Night of Navy layer. And we need I guess I need a stencil. Here are all my stencils. I keep them just in a pile right close to my work surface so that I can see what I have, and that way I use them a lot more. So I'm going to use this leaf image one and put it on a bit of an angle. And this one I'm not going to daub off first because I'm going to cover the center anyway. And I'm just going to go from dark to the center, or dark in the center and then lighter on the outside. Hold that there and do this corner. There we go. And I'll take this off and make sure you wash off this ink before you put it back in your stack of stencils. So now we have that. And isn't that pretty? That's one of my favorite stencils as well. Now we're going to take the edge and rip it off about 1/4 inch. And rip it just like that. And now we have this fun layer to put on our card. Our last set of stamping is on this strip of basic white. I'm going to do the sentiment, happy belated birthday, sorry I was slow. And I'll just stamp that right down in the middle. And then I'll let it dry because Night of Navy does take a little bit longer to dry. And then we'll trim it in between so I have 2 separate sentiments. So in the meantime, we can start assembling. Bring back all my pieces. Bone folder. We'll start with this Daffodil Delight layer that we put the streamers just down the side. Center that on there. Then our navy piece. Oh, I shouldn't have glued it down yet. Oh no. No, can't do it. Okay, we're gonna improvise. This card is gonna have an extra layer. We're going to cut this off of our card base. Have you guys ever done that? Do you have? So this we're going to cut down to 4. And here's my quarter. This one we're going to cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. I have one ready. It's just going to fold the tall way instead. I forgot one of the most important parts is some linen trim. There's some open. There we go. So your linen thread. So now back to this piece that we just layered up an extra layer. Add your Night of Navy, and this is going to cover that edge, so in line with the right hand side, but a little bit will peek out at the top and the bottom. Now I'll take my linen thread, start on this side here, and wrap it around 3 times. And tie a bow. And now this layer I'm going to add to my card base. There we go. So now I have that nice bow, and you can kind of curl the ends if you pull with your fingernail on the linen thread, and it kind of curls back. There we go. It's okay. Now I have my label. We'll put that up on dimensionals. And put that right there. Then our turtle, we'll put him up on dimensionals as well. Right there. And then I have this sentiment, and I'm going to bring in my little mini trimmer and cut that off a little bit. And I'm just going to set it in here so that I can cut it right down the middle. That little mini trimmer comes in super handy, and it was from, I think it was a join offer a couple years ago. So the happy belated birthday I just did straight, and then this one I'm going to angle. So we'll add that up on mini dimensionals. And they fit. They just fit on there. This is about a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch probably. So I'm going to put that one there. And then this one will just be with Tombow. Right down here. And there we go. There's the outside. Now we can add our Daffodil Delight strip to the inside. This is a little bit longer so that I can trim it off right close to the edge. And there we go. We have a really cute happy belated card. Sometimes you just don't make it, the cards just don't make it to the mailbox in time. So this is a good card to have on hand. I hope you like this design. I have one more video to do, and that's for this fun card. I will post that either same day or the next day. We'll see when I get it finished. But don't you just love that turtle? If you'd like a Turtle Friends Stamp Camp online kit, you can message me and I can send you one as well. The kit is cards and 3D items, and all you need is the Turtle Friends stamp set and coordinating punch, and the stencils if you want to add that stencil detail. I don't do any of the stamping, but everything else is pre-cut just like you saw me use in my video. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye!